Warning, the following is a long list of warnings. If warnings offend you, do not watch this show. Warning, this show contains adult themes. If you are not an adult, do not watch this show. Warning, this show contains a lot of offensive language and may contain graphic content. If you're a Karen, do not watch this show. Warning, this show may contain shabby impersonations of celebrities. If you are a celebrity, represent one, or think this is unfair, do not watch this show. Warning, this show contains what could be seen as controversial and subversive ideas and opinions. If you can't handle differing opinions, do not watch this show. Warning, this show actively shows the consumption of tobacco, cannabis and alcohol. If this offends you, do not watch this show. Warning, this show may discuss topics including, but not limited to, those in the realm of politics and conspiracy theories in a politically incorrect format. If these topics offend you or make you uneasy, please do not watch this show. Warning, the producers of this show will do almost anything for a laugh. If comedy or extreme comedic premises offend you, please do not watch this show. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the producers, affiliates, ISPs, streaming platforms, advertisers, partners or alike.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location inside the beautiful land of the Blackfoot Confederacy and Treaty 7 territory, Big Nate Productions presents Getting Laid with Nate.
Whoa, glitchy poo. I think we're running this horse as fast as it can go. How's it going, everybody? Happy Friday night. Cheers to everybody. I got this all sorted out this time, so cheers to everybody. Cheers to New Level. Cheers to my bro, Bryce here. Or Bryce, fuck. Chase, duh. How's it going, Chase?
Pretty good, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be on the show. Well,
yeah.
You know, not doing the buttons.
Yeah, I'm button guy for a minute again. We've been doing some pretty exciting shit this week, eh? Tell the people.
Well, yeah, we've been recording a couple bands, doing some like live, not live performance, but just little performance videos, kind of. We did, what was the bands? In Vertigo and Woodhawk?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the videos of those guys. We did 2 songs each it's going to be last Saturday, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we got 2 more bands tomorrow that we're doing. But yeah, man, we did a really good shoot at Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse Studios.
Yeah.
Shout out. Good times.
Yeah, it was really fun doing it, man. There's really good space there, man. Like, especially for videos, like that. The kill floor is the room, right?
Yeah. Well, we were in a special room behind the kill floor, but the kill floor is crushing too.
Yeah, but like, yeah, that room is just huge. Like, you know, well, not huge, but like, you know, it's really great for videos and all that, especially with like the lighting and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a perfect spot. But yeah, we did the shots, like we did nine camera angles, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, man, it was fun to edit, you know, for me. Like, I was headbanging like the whole time when I was editing it. It's just, you know, really good bands, you know, makes good videos.
Yeah, for sure. The band's really laid down killer performances too. I want to thank Vertigo and Woodhawk for coming out. It was good. It all turned out, guys. I wish I could show you right now, but Chase didn't mention we're doing these shoots like this for live. So weird to explain. Live pre-taped musical recordings for the show. So we're gonna have actual distinct musical guests on Getting Late with Nate. Cool. So now, oh, and dude, if you're a band or whatever, go check out Slaughterhouse. It's a rehearsal and recording studio. Big, huge ass rooms, good ass time. I'm sure
Yeah.
lots of you already been there.
Yeah, I recommend it. I recorded a demo back there back when I was like 17, 18. It was like one of my like first like actual recording experiences, and it's just like it was awesome, man. Bob's so nice. Like I still remember meeting Bob the first time. He's just the nicest guy ever, man, honestly.
Me too, and it was 2001 when I met him.
Oh.
All right. So look out for that, everybody. We're gonna play some Place Boing.
Get him out, get him out, get him out of here. Out, 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 out. Get him out, get him out, get him out of here. Get the hell out of here. Get him out, get him out of here. Out, 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 out. Get him out, get him out, get him out of here. Get the hell out of here. Out, forget about those people. Make great deals. All right. So look, isn't it crazy? Isn't it ridiculous? What? Crazy. Ridiculous. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it ridiculous? What? Crazy. Ridiculous. Folks. Crazy. Folks. Crazy. Folks. Crazy, folks, ridiculous, folks. 10 feet higher. The wall just got 10 feet higher. That's right, 10 feet higher. I said the wall just got 10 feet higher. 10 feet higher. The wall just got 10 feet higher. 10 feet higher. I said the wall just got 10 feet higher.
I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall. I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall. Well, I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall. I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall.
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
Ridiculous. Fuck Donald Trump. Jesus. All right. So that was Place Boing. That was called the Trump MAGA Mix. It came out in September 31st, 2016. So, and it has like a fucking million views on it. Anyways, to explain again, I feel like I should. If people are like, why the fuck did you just play that? I consider this my art gallery, and I'm going through Place Boing's whole entire video collection, and I started at the very beginning, and we're about halfway through now, which is like election stuff from 4 years ago. So I throw those in here and there just for fun. Next, we're going to talk to Chase again. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
There we go. Now we got here. Okay, so we're about to watch. Oh, okay, you are the new drummer for Citizen Rage, right? When did you join?
I joined in February, I think, is when I like really met them. Sean Adams, he like, you know, mentioned my name to them, and you know, because I helped him and Animosity do some stuff like a couple years ago that never really got released. Well, it did get released, but it got released. But he recommended me for Citizen Rage, and you know, it just kind of hit it off the first jam. Kind of, I messed up like a little bit the first jam, but pulled through and you know, made it. And yeah, man, we've been going. We haven't been able to do any shows, obviously, because of COVID. But you know, been working on lots of stuff, like all these videos and stuff. And then, you know, like they just released, or like we just released the Black EP. I didn't play on that one, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing the the live stuff now of those songs, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, playing that stuff live. Some really good songs.
Very cool. That's weird to join a band in the middle of a lockdown pandemic.
Yeah, man, it's really weird because right when I joined, like they needed a new drummer because like there was they had a tour planned with Dayglow Abortions, and then you know, obviously COVID happened, and then that fell right through, and still no idea when that if or when that'll ever happen. But you know, we know live shows are gonna happen again, hopefully, hopefully sooner, better than later.
Yeah, for sure. So you put together this whole video, right? Tell me about the video.
Yeah, this next one, we've been calling it "I Will Kill You" on Facebook because we'll get zucked if we call it "I Will Fucking Kill You," which is what the song is actually called. But yeah, so yeah, I did this whole like pretty much all the editing on this one. We had Nathan from Octave Studios. He did all the lyrics on it. But other than that, I did pretty much everything. I did all the like collecting of the video, the editing, and the splicing of all of it. But yeah, dude, it's a banger of a track. It's my favorite Citizen Rage song. I love playing this one.
So real quick from the chat, Mark Russell says you couldn't play a punk beat.
Yeah, that's right.
Uncle Mark showed him the way, though. Do you care to address that?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Wrong. Yeah. I couldn't get the punk beat down. I was too into metal when I fucking joined, man. You know, it's just like I can't remember what he said. I was more into the 1-2 than the I can't remember how he explained it, but he explained it to me. He had it down because he knows drums, man. Like he's not a drummer, but he is. You know.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
he knows what he's talking about when it comes to drums for sure. Like he helped me with a lot of this stuff. Like it sounds like fucking tight now, man. Like some good shit. I'm like fucking stoked to play some live shows with these guys, man. It's gonna be awesome for everyone.
Fucking A. So you can't zuck me. So this is "I Will Fucking Kill You" by Citizen Rage. Wow, you gave credit to all those videos. Eh? Is that what I saw at the end there?
Yeah, I had to. Well, because most of it was like public domain footage, but there was some of it that was like YouTube footage. So I gave credit to those guys, obviously, because don't want to steal it.
Yeah, you weren't filming that, right?
No. That's all just like cut together from the internet. Most of it's off of I think it's called the Public Archives or something. You can get like all sorts of crazy shit on there, man. Like lots of news footage and like.
Is it archive.org?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
That one's wild, dude. You can get lots of stuff on there.
Fucking A. Cool. Well, thanks a lot for coming on. Nice work there.
No
I'm
problem,
pumped to
man.
be working with you tomorrow again, and we're going to crack out some more videos here, eh?
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. More bands to record. It's fun for me, man. I love doing this video stuff.
Yeah. Thanks so much for helping out with the show, too. You're killing it and stuff. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. It's, like I said, it's fun for me.
Right on. Cool. More place boring. This one's really annoying. It's only 51 seconds, though. This was September 16th, 2016.
Whoa!
You want to give me the most?
Boy, we have 63 days to go.
Yeah. Left my mic unmuted. Oh, well. Okay, so it's October. It's spooky time. It's getting darker earlier. We're heading towards Halloween, so I decided that I would talk with my friend Robyn Condon. She's when I forced her to give me a title, she said that she's a paranormal enthusiast. And now I've said it a whole bunch of times, and she's probably laughing and slapping her leg because she thought it was super cheesy. But she goes on these crazy ghost tours, like stays at haunted hotels and visits different haunted places. And we had some drinks on board the other night. It was later in the evening. And we had a really good conversation, but it went on for a while. I was surprised when I did the edit, and it's about 45 minutes. So I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. We trail off and forget what we're saying a couple times, but don't get mad at us. We're old, So here we go. Here's Robyn Condon. Hi, everybody. I'm here today with my friend Robyn Condon. How are you doing?
So good.
It's October. It's getting spooky. I wanted to have you on.
Yes, I like spooky things.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, you're the closest friend of mine who I could call a paranormal enthusiast.
I'm sorry I made you call me that.
Well, no, I was trying to think that's the greatest title.
I just think like investigators, a lot of them are really pretentious that you meet and weird.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, you're kind of a lone gun, right?
Yeah, I worked with a lot of groups in Calgary, like 3 or 4, but they didn't seem to have the same morals that I did or guidelines. I don't know what you would call it, but we just didn't mesh, and so I moved on.
Fair enough. You went on a big walkabout in the States, like kind of, where was it? Like Arizona, Texas, Colorado, like all that kind of from here south kind of thing?
So like every year since 2013, I've kind of left. It kind of started with punk rock bowling in Vegas. And then I took it as an excuse to do the ghost hunting thing. So I looked all over and I looked for the best place I could get. And the selling feature for the place I picked was the fact that nobody went with you. Like you didn't have like a tour guide. You just got the building. You could sleep in the museum. You could go up to the 3 levels and like whatever. Didn't matter. And they would wake you up in the morning. And so I picked that place, and I've been going back there ever since. And then last year they kind of led me on as a volunteer tour guide because I want to write a book. And so I got to be a volunteer tour guide there for 4 months pretty much. And I did tours from 5 p.m. till 9. And that's like 4 tours. People would like collapse, freak out. I had all kinds of reactions.
Oh.
It was,
Where are you talking about exactly?
Virginia City, Nevada.
Oh boy.
And it's the Washoe Club.
Oh yeah. So this is like an old gold mining town that's been blowing in the wind for the last 100 years or something.
Yeah, it started as a gold mining town, and it kind of made its fame as a silver mining town. They found all this silver sludge, and they thought it was crap. And then they found out it was worth something. And the Silver Kings were Silver Kings, and the millionaires of the place actually started this club, which is the Washoe or Millionaires Club. And I was like, Ulysses S. Grant was there, Thomas Edison was there, Mark Twain was there, and it was this place where I gave tours. And it was always such a trip to bring people up there because they would say the craziest things. Like, it was never a study of paranormal people and like stuff. It was a study of people,
Right. Yeah. That's interesting from that point of view of it's not just you're bringing other people through and you're seeing how they're reacting.
Hour by hour, every day, 7 days a week.
Wow. So people of all creeds and styles and
Yeah. You want to have a paranormal experience? Go into a place with a Mexican person who has a respect for the dead. Go with them.
They're welcome there.
You'll see everything. Like, I had so many experiences with like Mexican families on my tours where they would actually see people that I could show them pictures of later, and they were like, yeah, that's the guy. There was one guy, he'd follow me around, and his name was Jacob von Bocklin, and he was an ex-Union soldier. And when I talked to my psychic friends, they told me that he liked me because he couldn't understand how a woman could have so many damn tattoos. And I was like, cool, but he was always on my tours with me. And he was a really nice guy. And then I got this other Satanist guy who was on Ghost Adventures to talk to him while he was there. Sometimes you think it might be Ulysses S. Grant because they look a lot alike, the two guys. But in 1873, Jacob von Bocklin lived next door to the building. And he had a monkey, and the monkey got into some dynamite. And like when he did that, blew up the building and killed 13 people, including him. And
so many people died like that in the like in weird cartoon style ways. It's like a safe fell from a building and killed a guy today.
Yeah. What was that company?
Acme.
Acme
Safeco.
Yeah, it's right next door to the Washoe Acme Safeco.
Yeah. I bet you would probably see Roadrunner out there too. Like Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote trying to get each other.
There's lots of coyotes. I didn't see any roadrunners. I saw vultures and a badger and some bears.
Okay, so this Washoe Club, Washoe, that's how you say? In Virginia City, Nevada. Is that the only place you hang out, or do you have a few that you like? Do you just explore everywhere, or is this like a pilgrimage every year, like you said?
Yeah, it's like a pilgrimage. It is. It's like every year I kind of head down from Calgary to like Shelby kind of area. And then I head down to Lincoln, Montana. And through there, I stay at the Lincoln Hotel, which is haunted. And they give great rates. They're great people. They
That's the perfect thing about all this.
yeah, they feed they were feeding like Wonder Bread to deer, and deer were like catching in their mouth like an Alice in Wonderland movie. It was great, but they're wonderful. And then you go to Deer Lodge, and I used to investigate an old prison, which was the first territorial prison in Montana, built in 1874 after the vigilantes kind of took hold, and they did that as like a solution for that unjust justice. And the weird part was the prisoners actually built the prison. So the place was kind of, it's a whole city block in the middle of the city, basically on Main Street. And they would give the place to me for $500 a month, the night. And then I could bring people with me. And we would rent it on like days of anniversaries. So like we rented it on the 50th anniversary of the great riot that happened there while people died and stuff. It was a really scary night. Like it was also Easter. It was also a Sunday. We had things move by themselves. It was a really scary night. And then the weird part was the whole land was like the Church of the Firstborn. And we were all firstborns when we were there that night. And we didn't even know. But other places to go down, I go down to Butte, Montana. I stay at the Dumas brothel. My friend Michael, he used to let me in there. It was also featured on a lot of TV shows, Dead Files, Ghost Adventures. But this place is like an old brothel, so it locks from the inside. So even if the cops came, you could actually barricade yourself in the building. And then if
Good to know.
if you didn't know what to do, you would just die in there, I'm pretty sure. Because like it's like these huge, giant slide doors of steel. It's crazy. But I stayed in that place probably for like a month straight. And it was the best time of my life. And I met this guy, and he trusted me, and he never charged me a cent to go in there, and he just let me stay. And I'd have premonition dreams about the place. I thought I knew him from another life. And then when I got there, like my name was carved into a wall underneath paint that had been there since 1901. And it was really freaky. And I took my mom there, actually. I wanted to show my mom what I do, so I brought her to this haunted brothel before Michael died. And we wore onesies. She was dressed as a tyrannosaur, and I was dressed as a grumpy bear. And we ate takeout Chinese food in the oldest brothel in history in America. And then we slept in the madam's room together.
And let me guess, she didn't see shit.
No, she saw stuff. She like went home and she was like, I saw an orb. I saw it fly out of a door. So like my dad and stuff. And my dad's just like not having any of it. Like, shut up, Pat. But she tells people all the time. She's like, but when we were at the prison, when I brought my mom to the prison, I remember we were all freaking out because like all these electronical things were malfunctioning, like these walkie-talkies, and we were hearing women crying in the walkie-talkies and stuff. And my mom, I turned to my mom, and she's just sitting beside the friggin' fence, and she's like reading her book club book, and she's like, gotta finish this book club book. Okay, Pat.
Yeah. Everybody in the Oprah's book club will get mad at me if I don't.
But it made me laugh so bad. Like every time we went everywhere, like even when we went to Estes Park, Colorado, and we stayed at the Shining Hotel, we walked into the room with this television crew that has like this YouTube channel that I never even knew about. And we're walking into the room, and I have these panties that I always leave on my trips. Like I always bring like my worst panties, and I just ditch them. Like, ew, I don't want to carry panties in my bag. It's disgusting. So I just throw them out, And so I bring like the worst ones. Man, I forget where I was going with the story. It's so great though.
It was strung on by your mother. That's okay.
Oh no, I know where it's going now because you mentioned my mother.
Yeah.
So we were at the room, and like this guy with this TV camera or whatever comes in or whatever, and my mom walks in, and I'd thrown the panties in the garbage. And when my mom opened the door, the panties were like splayed out on the floor. like these pink panties. My mom was like, "Oh my god!" She like picked them up and threw them out. She told me later, and I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." Thanks.
That's funny.
We didn't know who the fuck that guy was. He was like, I like investigating too. I'm like, great. I have 100 milligrams of hard candy THC. Let's go do that and go to the concert hall.
Nice.
And he was like, I don't want your beer. Like, he didn't want a beer from me. He was so straight-laced and put together.
Okay, so we were talking about your pilgrimage. We were in Butte. Where do you go from Butte?
Okay, so from Butte, I usually go to like Lava Hot Springs, which is in Idaho, like kind of by Pocatello. And that place, last time I was there when the girl from the Amityville Horror, the lady, died. The Conjuring and all that. I've had some to drink today.
I actually...
Ed and Lorraine Warren. Warren.
I'm not a huge horror... Like, I wasn't allowed to see it when I was a kid. And I never really gave a fuck later, so I don't know all of the movie references. But oh my God. I've had some drinks too. So is everybody watching this, so it's all good.
No, it's all good. But Lorraine Warren was her name, and she died when I was in this pool in Lava Hot Springs. And the next morning we woke up. We went for brunch, and the first song that came on was Season of the Witch. And we were all like looking at each other like, But it was like when we got there, these witches were there, and they were all like, come to the Universal Dance at the community center. like, no, we pay for this hotel room. We want to sit in the hot tub. We're not going. Sorry.
Nice.
But that's where I remember that. And then from there, I head down to Jackpot, Nevada. Jackpot, Nevada is like kind of like a strange place for me. Mark O'Flaherty from Chicks Dig It was the first person to take me there. He calls it the old people's Vegas. That's why he loves it. Literally, you can watch people fight over butter and shrimp. It's fucking ridiculous.
That sounds like fun to me.
It does. And I go to the buffet by myself because it's great. And then the grounds beside the hotel are totally terrifying. Like, there's something about the grounds, the hotel, that every single year it's escalated. Like, one year I thought I saw these oil slick coyotes come out of the hill, and I was like, I've smoked way too much weed, I'm going to bed. And then another year I caught like a UFO picture, and I showed it to these people who build jets, and they were like, that's freaky. And I showed it to people from Alaska, and they're like, send it to the government. And then the government's like, oh, that's a mallard duck.
Really? They responded to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, that's totally not a mallard duck. It's like one single frame, and it just bloop. And it's the same size as like the water cooler beside it, which is 2 stories tall. So it's like, what? And I hiked up there the next year. I like went for the salad. I didn't go to the buffet that year because I just want to save some money, And I got this giant salad I couldn't finish. And then I stole the knife, the butter knife. And I went up to the hill. And as I walked up there, I went to the exact spot where I saw that UFO thing. And I heard a woman yell, here, here. And that's what she said. And that's when I turned around and I saw a giant thing full of rocks with like a giant skull in the middle of it. And then the mandibles of the skull were like in one pile. And then the spine was in one pile. And the hips were in one pile. And it was like a pentagram around it.
Whoa.
And it was really fucked up. And I really do believe that in that area in Jackpot, Nevada, on the US 93, I think that's a really scary place. And I urge people not to go there by themselves for sure. Like, don't stop and go for a hike there by yourself. There's been serial killers that have like dumped bodies there. Like, if you look up the history of the US 93 from Jackpot to Wells, it's actually really terrifying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Cool. So then where on your pilgrimage down to Washoe Club?
So I would head down to Wells probably, and then I would either head down to Eli, which is a really cool town south from there, or I would head across back to Reno. This time, I went down to Eli, and then that's the first weed store you can get. So I bought all my weed on the reserve there. And then I took off to Pioche, and I went to Pioche, Nevada. And in Pioche, there's a place called the Overland Saloon. The Overland Saloon is a place where supposedly Ghost Adventure stayed. And room number 10 is the room where a Navy SEAL was held down by a big black shadow.
Woof.
Yeah. Yep. I did see things there. I did experience things there. I stayed there for 2 nights in that room. My friend Juan's the bartender there. I definitely did drink. I will not lie. I definitely did eat and smoke marijuana. Yeah, that happened. But at the middle of the night, I was sleeping kind of in the one room. So the way the room is you walk into a hallway. And then on this side of the hallway, there's 2 queen-size beds in one room with no windows. And then in this side, there's 1 queen-size bed with like a window and a bathroom with a window. It's like, okay, this is mine, and that can be yours. You know? You ghosts can hang out right over there. But when I was sleeping, I woke up and I looked over and I saw a man, and he was in the window frame, and it was the outline of like the cowboy hat, like side profile, like peeking out like this. And it was a big shadow. And I looked at him and I said, "Oh, hello." And he just kind of went out of the shot. Like, just faded back into the hallway. And I kind of freaked out. And so I turned on the TV, and Pretty Woman was on. So I was like, okay, I am obviously going to watch this softcore porn with you, sir. And I watched Pretty Woman with this strange cowboy. And halfway through the shopping scene, I swear to God, I felt a hand go down my spine. When they touch you, it feels like wet and cold. It feels like someone was in a cooler and like the ice didn't freeze really, but they've been in the cooler for a while. You know, it's weird. Yeah, but that was my experience there, and that was the 3rd time I stayed there. It's really cool. $60 for that room. I highly recommend it if you want to have an experience. You will see something.
This is a theme. The hotels are cheap. It's great. It's like an all-inclusive, but it's all over the place.
But when I was at the place, it was like this guy sitting next to me, his uncle owned Barker Ranch, where Charles Manson was found.
Whoa.
Or his aunt did. Yeah, and I was supposed to go to this house where Charles Manson committed, the Sharon Tate murders. And that same day, I met the guy whose aunt owned Barker Ranch, and he told me all about it. And he's just like this quiet, weird dude sitting at this bar in Pioche, Nevada, of all places. It was so weird.
That is fucking weird. Okay, so we were in Pioche, and then so from Pioche, where do you go now? You must be close.
I would drive to Caliente, which is, you have to fill up, and drive to Caliente, and from Caliente you drive the extraterrestrial highway. So that takes you all the way to a shell, and then that goes all the way around Area 51.
Do you go by Pahrump?
No, Parump's by Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have to be kind of by Death Valley. I've never really wanted to ever go through there. It's just,
Just wondering.
It's such a weird. There's always property for sale there. That's all I know.
Well, that's where Art Bell. Remember Art Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that he was from Pahrump. Every night he'd come on and be like, "From Pahrump, Nevada, Art Bell." It's like, what?
Yeah, Parump's a weird place. I've met a couple of people in Goldfield. My friend who is one of the attorneys there, she's from Pahrump.
Cool.
And she's really great. One day we go to the bar and we were wearing the same Misfits shirt. I was like, yeah, my brother. But so from Pioche, I would head to Caliente, and then from Caliente, I would head at the extraterrestrial highway to Rochelle to Tonopah. So you don't really see a lot during that. But I did see 2 crafts while I was driving, and I pulled my car over and I took pictures, and it totally looked like 2 jet crafts, like for the Army, not alien. But they were just, it was crazy, you know. Like, one of the places I always frequent is a place where they test nuclear weapons.
Sure.
And stuff. Like
There's
Nevada, like...
shit out there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, same kind of thing. But Tonopah is supposedly the best place to see the stars in all of the United States.
Oh, very cool.
So they have...
that makes sense. The desert, it's like fucking far away from massive cities and shit like that.
Yeah, the Milky Way is like a gash in the sky.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
So you see everything really vividly, and like we camp at these hot springs out there, and like you don't have to pay anything. You can just hang out there. One guy had like a storage container that was like his home. He's like, "This is where I live sometimes." I'm like, that sounds rad. Yeah. I lived there for like a week. It's so cheap and just free.
Cool.
That's where you can do that, is in those places.
So where else on the haunted tour here?
Okay, so from Caliente through the extraterrestrial to Tonopah. So Tonopah has a really cool cemetery, which has a lot of history. And that cemetery is beside, I don't know if you've heard of the Clown Motel.
Can't say I have.
The Clown Motel is hideous. I would never stay there. But it's been featured on a lot of shows, and it's supposedly haunted. I personally think the graveyard beside it is haunted, and they come over. The Mizpah Hotel, on the other hand, which is down the street from there, is this old hotel where Wyatt Earp was supposedly actually a bouncer.
Whoa.
There's like a room for him, and like the city that I always go to is called Goldfield, and that was a place where Virgil Earp was actually the sheriff. So, you know, a lot of Earp history out there. Yeah, and the hotel itself is super haunted. Room 502, highly recommend. The whole hotel itself is beautiful. Everything got redone. There's that Omar Gosh guy that I was on the show. He actually has a really cool film, if you want to watch it, in the basement of the Mizpah Hotel. That one is absolutely crazy. You can actually see a woman walk and then stare at them and then walk away. But, like, no real distinct details, just kind of like a fuzzy, you know, incoherent thing that, like, walks past. It doesn't register with any kind of detail, really. It's very strange. But that guy was totally legit. Like, everything that happened around him with me was definitely 100% legit. We had hangers move by themselves. We heard voices. Batteries drained. But
wow,
I believe it's stuff. It was weird. That was the weirdest thing about like staying in this place and working at this haunted establishment, is you met so many people that like everyone wants to be famous, Nate. But the fact is, like, these people, they all look at it as like this personal gain for them. Sure. And they don't look at it as like you are the purveyor of this history, and that's the way that you get to be here, is by talking about the truth of this situation, the way that this is, you know. But Goldfield was where I would go after Tonopah, and Goldfield is my home away from home kind of. Goldfield Hotel is probably one of the most sought after places for most investigators. That's the place that Ghost Adventures ran from in the middle of the night, from a fire escape. I stayed there by myself all night. It was scary. It was really scary. And I did it last year for $100. I paid this woman $100. And she gave me the keys and she let me stay. And she showed me how to turn off all the lights. And I didn't turn off the lights to the basement, but I turned off the lights to the rest of the place.
Here's how you turn all the lights off in this haunted room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
But the scariest part about the whole trip was I went and explored the top floors, and then I come downstairs, and like, as a Canadian, you look at any real person you see and you think, oh my God, that person has a gun, you know? Because they're American.
That is a freaky part about that part of the U.S., man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know the exact gun laws, but motherfuckers have them.
They're very varied.
Yeah, like it's open carry
County to
in
county.
those areas. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
county
county
to
to county. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet. And so don't cut anybody off in traffic. You know.
Yeah, you might die.
Yeah,
It's like, so I came down from there's 4 floors of the actual building in the basement. And I came down from the 4th floor. And when I walked to the front door, I saw a man standing there. And I knew who the man was because I seen a picture of him before. And he was the man who shot himself in front of the building 2 years before. And I knew he was dead. And so I freaked out. And I hid behind a pillar. And I caught audio of it. And in the audio, you can hear him, like, walk up to the step. You can hear me quiet. I'm, like, quiet. You hear him knock, like, knock, 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 knock. And then he grabs the door and pulls. The whole door pulled. And then I yelled, "You can't come in here." And everything stopped. The door didn't, like, release or anything. Nobody walked away. I walked all the way around the building. There was no man there at all. I fucking did not investigate anymore. I sat because I was like, what if you go up there in the dark and then this guy breaks a window and, like, gets in there and, like, comes and finds you up there in the haunted place? That's, like, real Laurie Myers shit.
Very cool. So when you do one of the, like, this pilgrimage, I mean, we're talking about a lot of locations here. So this is over 3-4 months.
9,000 kilometers.
Wow, very cool. Where were we in it? How many locations are left before we get to the club?
What club? The Washoe Club?
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the times I've also gone, like, Colorado or Utah. I did one place in Santaquin, and it was a dry town, but it was also this place called what's it called? Leslie's Family Tree. And it's like a restaurant, but it's also, like, supposedly a crossroads for spirits. And so I went there with this group, and then I left the next morning, and I hadn't slept at all. Because if I have the chance to stay in this building by myself, I'm going to. And then I slept for like 2 hours in the trunk of my car outside. And then I left the town, and I went past this place in the Spanish Fork by myself, probably, like, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm, like, heading down this road, the 6th, and I start to travel, and then all of a sudden I see this, like, when I see a haunted place that I know is haunted, my head will do this. It'll just, like, follow. It's like this, I cannot get away from it. So I was driving, and I saw this place called Mill Fork Cemetery. And I did that, and I pulled over on the side of the road, and I thought about it for a while. Like, do I want to go down there? Do I want to check this out? Like, something was calling, And I was like, no, you're by yourself. This is totally unsafe. And I drove away. And then I watched a whole bunch of Ted Bundy documentaries. And that was an area that he frequented when he lived in Utah. And when he talks about where he buried people in the Spanish Fork, that's kind of like the area where he talks about. And the craziest part is I talked to a psychic, and she told me the same thing I thought. And I think that they're buried double. There's double graves there.
Whoa.
And I think Ted Bundy double buried women under other people in Mill Fork Cemetery. So if you ever hear anything about that, I told you first.
Wow. You stayed in all these nuts places. What's the scariest thing? Where?
So the scariest experience I ever had, I lost 7 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've actually recorded myself losing time before, which is a trip. So I was at the Silver Queen. We were staying in this room 11. It's going to feature all these shows. Let's stay here. Me and my boyfriend Matt. We went out. We had a burger. I had a drink. I had a lot less than I've had right now. Let's just say that. And we went to the church, and we were going to take a picture. It was like 2 p.m. It's like this really cool church. The church, really weirdly, has the same address as my birthday. So the church is there, and we're taking the picture of the 12 people, and then I woke up, and I was in a bed, and it was dark, and my boyfriend was beside me. He was totally tucked in, and I was not tucked in, and my dress was pulled up, and I saw a white mist above me, and I freaked out, and that was the day that sound guy Bill died.
Whoa.
Same day.
Whoa.
Because I went on the internet to like clear my head, like you're just having a fucking weird dream or something, you know? And sound guy Bill died, and I was like, oh my god, and I cried. And then I felt a hand go across my stomach because I was trying to go back to bed. And as the hand went across my stomach, I flipped out and I stood up and I started screaming, and my boyfriend started being upset about it. And I ran to this place called the water closet, which is like a toilet in a closet. And I started to puke uncontrollably. And, you know, it was really scary. And when I looked at my boyfriend, you know, that thing I told you about, like the picture book?
Sure.
Where it's like, yeah, so it was like the room was shattering. And it was like reality. And then all of a sudden it was like this other guy. And my boyfriend was sitting cross-legged in a seat, and he was saying to me, do you think this is fun, Robyn? Do you think this is a fucking good time? And I got up, and I screamed, and I ran into the streets, and I cried, and I threw up.
Fuck.
I went back to bed, and when we woke up the next time, my boyfriend was like, I don't want to stay here anymore. And then as we were leaving, you have to, like, double-check that the door's locked when you leave the keys in, right? So we left the keys in, and we went to check if the door's locked, and he's like, what the fuck's that? And I looked, and there was blood on the door, and an X by fingers. There were drips, and I've documented that thing for the last 5 years. I take pictures of it every year, and I stay in that room every year.
So
by myself.
Why? Like, I have two questions. One, which place that you go to do you think is the most haunted? And after that, why do you think you keep going every year? What do you think is why?
Okay, so people suck. And I don't really relate a lot to people. But when I go to these places and I play guitar and I hang out and I just do my own thing, it's a lot more relatable for me.
Sure.
You know, like the whole rush of, you know, becoming someone or something in a community and striving to be recognized. I kind of lost that drive at all.
Sure.
You know, and I went to the desert, and I love the desert, but these places, it's like the experiences you have are so prolific that they actually change your whole perspective on life and the afterlife. And, you know, you can talk to a million people about death, and I can tell you straight up, I'm not afraid to die.
Right.
There's no stress in me.
You know, it's just a mechanism in the whole, like, you would see that.
Cog of the system. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all part of the system, yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So where do you think the most haunted place you've been to is?
The scariest place, one of the scariest places I went, like most haunted, it really varies because, I mean,
right.
You
That's a loaded question, I guess.
or, you know, this or that. But one of the places that really stuck out for me was Eureka, Nevada. I got asked by these people who were on Ghost Adventures, and they like contacted me, and they were like, do you want to come check out our place? And I guess some guy broke in a week before me and like sacrificed an animal as Satan and like did crystal meth in the building.
Fuck.
And then I don't know.
Yes.
So, I know. And then they were like, stay in here by yourself. And I was like, that's terrifying. But when I got to the town, as soon as I got in there, like as you develop with your senses,
Sure.
You start to feel more things. And when I got there, it was like a magnet retracting. I was like, you do not want to be here. You do not want to be here. You do not. And the whole time I was there, I got catcalled by like a million men. I got followed by like creepy ass dudes back to the place I was staying by myself.
Ugh.
You know, where the guy sacrificed the animal the other week. So yeehaw. You know, and I would make detours to rid the people following me so they would think I was going somewhere else. I wasn't staying there. And then I would come back and go back into my place. And the place itself was actually very terrifying. I had hands going out of doorways like this at me while I was like typing on my computer. I was like, holy fuck. You know, I heard women. I saw a woman walk through a wall. I got grabbed by someone in the hallway. This guy was like, I bet you can't go downstairs that night. I was like, I bet you I can't. Like, I'm staying in the most haunted room in this building by myself. And you're like, go down the basement where the floorboards kind of crack under the weight of you. And you might fall through. Like, could you imagine me stuck down in the basement with possible spiders and shit? Like, they were like, oh, there's black widows down there. Yeah, I don't want to go. I'm good with my fridge and my microwave and these 5 haunted rooms. That's fine. It's cool.
So, I've had a couple of anyways, I've had a couple of people on, you know, and we have a portion of the show called Nate's Conspiracy Corner, and I've had some people on talking about aliens and stuff like that. And so, do you think that, like my one buddy, Nate Bourgeau, he thinks that
that's classy.
Yeah. He thinks that aliens are like weird AI machine things.
I think they're people from the future.
Okay, you think they're people from the future, and then okay, cool. So, and then they all like. Do you think that aliens are connected to the whole paranormal thing and their
that's really crazy.
And like, do you think it's all connected?
I think there's definitely dimensions and like hiccups and stuff, because how else would you be able to? I think time exists all at once, and we only think time is linear because we are a product of time. We age, and so I think our perception is a little off.
Right, like almost time. It's like time and space together or something. Like that's how aliens are able to be like, bloop, we're here. And then it's like, oh, they're here. And then they go, because it's like the whole time and space changed or something that we're not perceiving, like you say.
But I think it's just because we are a product of time. Like, supposedly there's 7 realms, and then there's 7 realms of those realms, and 7 realms after that.
Oh, boy.
In the world of Crowley and stuff like that, you know?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But the 7 realms, supposedly, the first realm is the material realm, and what we are right now, material. And then we shed our material shell, and then we go into the world of forces. And then from the world of forces, we go into the astral realm. And the astral realm is actually just another place where we shed another shell. And then we go into the spiritual realm. And then I guess 5, 6, and 7 is too fucking incoherent to explain to our menial minds. But
right, we're just so far out that there's no way we can understand it.
5, 6, and 7, we'll never understand supposedly.
Yeah.
But this is the way it supposedly goes.
I mean, makes absolutely no sense, but makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's really cool because I caught onto that after I found a book in Vancouver called 777 by Crowley. And it was basically built in the book I found is coiled from the 1970s. And it was, I guess, a book for 5th order Masons.
Okay.
So it's got like charts in it that relate like astrology to like whatever to whatever.
Huh.
It's a lot of ridiculous stuff in there, but it's a really odd book, I guess. And I looked online, and it's worth like $400. I pay like $60.
Well, very interesting.
One of the books I bought from Crowley, which is called "The Magic of Thelema." I bought this book, and it was by this Italian guy writing about Crowley and his stuff. And I read like an enchantment from it in this bar, and we were just joking. And that night, 2 fires started. One in my friend's stairwell where I was staying, and one in my other friend's stairwell where I was talking to him that same night. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We were both out on the streets of Vancouver, like in the rain, getting sick. Because these fires.
Wild.
Yeah.
I've never fucked with any of that, man. I mean, I can't say I've ever read any Crowley. I've never fucked with a Ouija board. I'm just too much of a fucking pussy.
Well, intention is everything, right? That's the thing you have to deal with.
Huh, good to know. I mean, I feel like I have pretty good intention.
Well, then you don't have anything to worry about.
Good. Yeah. Good. I'm glad I don't worry then.
Don't worry about it, man. Like, good intentions is a good thing.
Cool.
It's when you start to use that stuff for power or something.
Sure. Makes sense. Awesome. Yeah, so just to kind of wrap up here, so you've been fucked over by COVID this year. You haven't been able to go down there, right?
Well, yeah, like I
everybody.
can't go down there, but like I think I saw it close up, like the actual thing. So I don't know. I had a really weird experience.
what I meant was you haven't been able to go on the tour that you've gone on since 2013 this year, right? Because of COVID?
No, I went in January though for my birthday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Down to one particular place, or did you do the whole round?
Well, the church there in Virginia City.
Sure.
So like, the church is its address is the same as my birthday. So I went on my birthday at the time of my birthday, and I sat in the church with the demonic symbols and the fucking stained glass windows. It's the weirdest church you'll ever see. It's got like pentagrams in the windows and stuff. And its address is 111, and 111 is the mocking of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Holy shit.
It's a really weird thing. And I guess that one of the stories is there was a priest down there who actually held a shotgun to his stomach and killed himself, like shooting himself with a shotgun in the stomach. Like, how do you even do that?
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Yeah. It's a weird place, and it's built on top of a church that burned to the ground. So, whatever that's
all right, I'm starting to get, like, legitimately scared now. So, can we... Maybe we'll do this. You'll be on the show every week during October. Just to try to scare the shit out of everybody or something.
I will. I have so many stories. 12 years of this.
Yeah, like, I don't know. You're freaking me out, so... Let's keep freaking everybody else out too.
Your soul is okay.
All right, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
I want to thank you for your time. This has been a great talk and super awesome. There's going to be a link in the description to some of the audio you've recorded, right? Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah. So, like, my favorite thing to do in the world, and one of the things I think I'm really good at, is I hear a lot of voices more than most people. And I've actually found people and bodies and places due to voices that I have found before. So I have a collection of voices, and with the link, you can just scroll down, you can hit one of the pictures, and it'll take you to a date. On that date, it'll show you all the audio I've caught, and there's like little stories underneath. You can press play, you can listen to it as many times as you like. I try to make it as easy to hear as possible. You might think I'm crazy by the end of it, but I assure you, a lot of them are very recognizable voices that I do hear over the course of years. So,
fair enough, man. No, I mean, and if you can catch it, if you caught it somehow, that's cool. It's worth a listen.
I think I have like 2,200 voices now.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time, Robyn.
No, thanks for interviewing me. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. That was a great time. Thanks to Robyn for coming on. Didn't feel like 45. I edited it. down from like 50. So good times. We're going to play some more Place Boing.
Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump. Could be Trump. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump.
Oh. Hell yeah. Good times. Well, that was fun. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Maybe if you're...
Sorry.
You know, we're cracking them out every week. It's a good time. I want to thank Chase. Oh, can you pull that off, Chase?
Oh, wait. You're right.
Yeah, thanks, Chase. Cheers, man. Thanks, Citizen Rage. Thanks to Robyn Condon. All the links are in the description for those two guests. And we're going to play a good... This isn't Alex Jones. He gets into Alex Jones now. And then we're going to play some commercials. And we're going to play some credits. So hang out for all that stuff. It's really fun. Thanks. Peace.
I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest of goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest of goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin.
I forgot. I wanted to mention that that Goblins Alex Jones remix there. That was a Halloween 2016 special. So that's why that one's neat. So thanks again for watching, everybody. And see you next week.
And thank you for trying to bring back that spirit. It's going to take lots of people pulling together to do it.
This is going to be awesome. Why does it taste like that?
We've never seen anything like that. You mean a drag king?
Whatever disease you get from putting your ass to toilet seat, that guy's out there.
Your roof is an important part of keeping you and your family safe. No Pain Roofing guarantees no pains when it comes to repairing, replacing, and installing your roofing materials. We make exterior renovations painless. Visit nopainroofing.ca for more information.